Hello everyone, welcome back if it's your first time here. My name is Kimberly, nice to meet you, and this is Roots and Curls. First and foremost, Happy New Year, Happy 2021. Yay! I have a few things that I have been filming for this year, but this is the first thing I am posting on my channel. I decided I would share with you my Hoya collection. I was thinking to myself, Your Majesty. But I was thinking to myself, Self, you have a budding Hoya addiction and you should document how many you have at the beginning of 2021 and how many you acquire at the end of 2021. I don't have a lot of Hoya. I don't have a lot of Hoya. I would say I have maybe 15 to 20 Hoya, but they are very near and dear to my heart, and it'd be very interesting to see how many I acquire in this year. So let's get to it. First one up in my collection is actually the first Hoya I have purchased, which is Hoya Carnosa Compacta. And I bought this at a swap meet back when we could do swap meets about 2 years ago. And it was a lot fuller than this. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot fuller than this. I was still finding my way with plants. I didn't know a lot about Hoya at all. And I put this baby in I think a 10-inch or a 12-inch pot. It was far too deep, it was far too wide, and a lot of the strands started to die off, and I didn't think about it. And then I recently was like, you know what, let me check the root system. The root system was fine, thank goodness, but it was in a pot that was way too big for it. So I moved it back to an original pot size. I think this is about 8 inches, and I have it underneath this shelving unit that has a bunch of grow lights, and it's happy. It's very low maintenance for me now. I did put it in an airier mix, so I do have leca in there, I do have coco coir. No, actually I don't. What do I have in here? I have leca, orchid bark, pumice, and horticultural charcoal. So it's in a very airy mix, and it is loving it. It's better than the mix that it was before. Back when I was, just starting, it was regular old potting soil, some perlite, and some sand. And after 3 years, it was definitely very compacted, but it seems to be happy now, and I am happy, and I hope it grows longer. I know that these are slow growers, but this was my very first Hoya, and I am super proud of it. Hoya Carnosa Compacta. This next baby is Hoya Carnosa Tricolor, or Hoya Crimson Queen, I believe. And this was not the second Hoya I have. I don't remember the rest. I remember my first and I remember my last because I bought it last weekend. I scored this baby last year from, she's known as the Plant Trove on Instagram. She was moving back east and she had a purge. And I bought this baby, I lucked out, and I got this baby for $5. And it seems to be doing well. There's a lot of new growth here. See these little babies right here. Right here. She is in what I think is a leca mix with a potting soil and perlite, from what I can see anyway. And it seems to be loving it. I don't think I'm gonna move it from here for a while, but it's the only, oh actually no, I'm sorry, Syngonium and Tashidia. It's the only hanging Hoya I have here on the shelving unit. It seems to love it. Other than this leaf that I'll probably get rid of, it seems to be happy and healthy. And this leaf. Other than that, it seems to be happy and healthy. So this next baby is Hoya linearis. And actually this is also a Hoya that I bought from the Plant Trove. She had various plant sales throughout the year, and this one I believe I bought maybe like in April of 2020. and it didn't show a lot of signs of new growth. I bought it as an unrooted cutting, so I was just mainly focused on keeping this alive. But as of recent, I have some new growth. And it wasn't until I saw the new growth that I knew that this thing was rooted. So I recently moved it from moss to this mix that I have right now, which is cocoa husk, perlite, and horticultural charcoal. And it needs to be watered because I can tell. This is also a low maintenance plant. I think that's why I'm gravitating more towards Hoya, because for me, I come from a succulent and cacti background, which are very low maintenance, and Hoya, for the most part, I have found to be very low maintenance. So this next baby is probably the most vibrant one in my collection, but it is Hoya Amoena, and I scored this one late last year. I would say maybe November. I don't remember when I started being social on Facebook through plant groups, but it was my first purchase on Facebook. I am gonna keep an extra eye out on this one because the seller was also unrooted, but she had placed it in leca. And so I just, this past weekend, did repot a lot of my Hoya. And so I need to water this one as well and keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it because I just don't want it to be too much shock for it. Hopefully I get some new growth soon. I'm happy that I just successfully rooted it, but I would love to see a couple of new leaves form throughout this year. This next baby is Hoya SP Vietnam. And look how cute it is. Okay, I'm not gonna make a mess, so I'm gonna do this. This one I purchased from a local store, not necessarily very local to where I'm at, but maybe within 30 minutes of my house. And that store is Leaf and Spine. When I bought it, it was just this 2-leaf cutting and it reminded me of a whale fin. So I bought it and it took me forever to start getting this new growth here. It was rooted, it just took forever to grow. Jeez. And it looks like I might have 2 new leaves coming on the way. I bought it in maybe April or May, and it didn't start growing till October. So it was a very slow grower, but it seems to be pushing out 2 new leaves, which I hope are healthy. I don't know. That's all you can hope for your children, right? That they come out healthy. These next 2 you've seen me unbox, but these are Hoya Dake, and they're doing well. So I think when I first unboxed it, it was just this one. I mean, it was just 2 leaves. It pushed out this new stem with a new leaf, and it's growing. This one as well, I think it was just 2, maybe 3 leaves. But there is that one new leaf here that's coming out super dark. I love it. If you didn't see my unboxing, I bought these 2 from Gabriella Plants and they are doing well. I love them. So this was the original one. Half of the plant was dying. So I did inform them and they sent me a replacement plant. And this one is doing well as well. It was also a kind of the same situation where half of the plant died on both of them. So technically I have 1 plant, or what would be potted in one of their pots, but I kept them separate and they are loving it. Oh, I especially love this leaf. Look how dark it's coming in. But there's these little speckles, the veining, the weird shaped leaves. I love it. So I can't wait to see how much they grow this year. This next baby is a small one, but it has a huge root system. And it is Hoya SP Bertonier. And it was a longer cutting when I received it. However, I don't know if it was the shock of shipment, but that whole long cutting became yellow. So I did cut off like, I would say 75% of the plant, and so far it seems to be doing well. I think this is a new growth point here. And ooh, all the way down there too. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but like right here you can see a little green nub, and I'm excited. I need to water all of these, but although it didn't do well in the beginning, it is looking promising, so I can't wait to see how much it grows this year as well. This next baby is a small one, and you've seen me unbox it as well, but this is Hoya Sumatra, and it's still 2 leaves, but it is it's a healthy 2 leaves. I purchased this one from also a online Facebook group, and I love it. One leaf is like upside down and the other one's to the side, but it seems to be doing well. The undersides, which are facing the grow light, I believe have become a darker hue, so it might be a little sun stressed or light stressed. This one as well seems to be a little bit darker, but I am hoping for new growth, hoping for new growth. I moved it into a slightly bigger pot, but I would love to see a couple more leaves, and here we are, 2 leaves. Hopefully in December we'll see a 3rd or even a 4th one. So I think 5 of these I did get from Facebook, but I don't know if you can tell here. But this next one is Hoya Collection, and look at it. This leaf is huge, and it was kind of like this one when I got it, this Sumatra, where the leaf was just, this large leaf was upside down, and then this one was facing up. But it was an unrooted cutting that I bought from Facebook as well, and it was only 2 leaves, and as you can tell here, there's some new growth. I love it, I love it. It doesn't have to be leaves, even if it's just a stem, even if it's just a new growth point. I get so happy when I see my plants grow. I'm happy to say that I successfully rooted this Hoya, and there is a lot of new growth happening now. So I can't wait to see how many leaves it pushes out throughout this year. But don't sleep on Facebook groups, because you'll get some steals. Now I know that you have seen a lot of plastic here with all the cups, not my face. For Hoya, like my species of Phineas Bertonier, it looks small, but the root system is long. I am using these because they have the best, they're just the best vessel for the root system that's happening right now. And I can also see the root growth, and I can check and see internally if anything's happening. So do not worry. I will be reusing these and reusing these, and once I cannot reuse them anymore, they will be recycled. So just wanted to throw that in. This next baby almost did not make it, to be honest. It was a dying plant, but I seem to kind of figure it out. But this is Hoya Wayeti, and I really don't like when my plants are sun stressed or stressed at all, because I don't like to be stressed and I don't want my plants to be stressed, but it seems to be happening right now with a couple of my taller Hoya. So this one, the Sumatra as well, looks like it is sun stressed, but this is my Hoya Wayeti, and I love it. In the beginning, it was dying. I don't know, maybe I was watering it too, I wasn't watering it enough. That's what it was, because as I've stated before, I am a notorious underwaterer, but I kind of put it in a better pot. I put it in a ceramic pot so that it retains more of the moisture. It was cocoa coir, horticultural charcoal, orchid bark, and perlite. So it seems to be loving it. I probably won't move this for a long time. I don't see any roots coming out of the bottom, so it's living happy and healthy. Maybe I don't have as many as I say I do, This next one has done a lot of a new growth as well. You can see it down here, like, hey, look at me. This next one is Hoya Macrophylla variegata, I believe. It was a plant that was sold for a good cause by Confessions of a Plant Freak. The leaves on their own were huge, and this one has been a fast grower as well. I would say maybe within the next 2 months that I had gotten it, it pushed out 2 leaves, most recently this bigger one, and it keeps growing. I'm so happy. But yeah, I bought it as a 2-leaf cutting, and now it is a 5-leaf plant. I almost forgot about this one. This one doesn't look as happy, but this is a Hoya Calyx, and I got this at a plant swap last year in February. Yeah, it was the last time I attended a plant swap. I've only attended 2 plant swaps and I already missed them, but I did score this baby, and it just looks sad all the time. I don't know. There are some dying leaves here, and clearly right here. I need to chop this off because this whole thing right here seems to be dead. This last one is the most recent purchase, and I love it. It was a wish list plant, and I'm so happy I have it now. Let me get it. But this is Hoya Collection, and these run a pretty penny. This is my hair. This is my dog's hair. Oh my gosh, get it together. Look at the striking contrast. This is probably still a couple shades darker than my Amoena, but the difference is the veining in this plant, and I absolutely love it. It is fully rooted, and I actually love the container that she sold it to me in. So if my math is correct, I have 13, lucky number 13 Hoya, and it is definitely not enough. That's it. It's not enough. And so I will definitely be purchasing a few more this year. I will try my best to budget. I'm trying to budget, trying to be debt free, so I'm sticking to it. 2021, adulting. I'm so excited for what I have planned for 2021, and thank you so much for sticking around with me. If you have followed me into the new year, and if you're just joining me, welcome and thank you. Stay safe, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye. Oh my gosh, what kind of plant mom am I? I forgot one. This baby is Hoya Carey, and I'm sorry. First and foremost, I'm sorry I forgot you, but you were also a new addition, and you were in the restroom because I just watered you. So with that being said, I actually have 14 Hoya.